Hello, in this video I'm going to use the television program from chapter 2 to talk about the toString method and how you can use toString, which is an AP tested method to display information. So in the television program we have the television class, which is pretty simple. It just basically says if a television is on or off. Um, and the television driver, we have an array of televisions. Uh, Three of them, and we go through an array here, and for each element in the array I create a new television. I turn it off or set it is on to false, and I print out what if it's open or not and what its status is. So I print out television 0 is on or off, and then I just add a new line or an extra line here at the end. One thing that I'm seeing in some programs is the use of a number here, so that's breaking the second commandment. This should be t.length, so that if I change this 3 to 5 or 10 or something, then the loop will adjust automatically. We don't want to have to adjust this every single time we change that. So let's run the program. Seems simple enough. Create television, set them to false, and print out what the televisions are. So I'll compile this and run it. And it says the TV store opens and the TV status is, and it says television 0 is on, and it prints out this weird thing, television at stuff, which is completely not what I expected. So let's go back and take a look at what that is. In this line of code here, I say television so-and-so, so 0, 1, 2 is on, and I print this thing right here. It says t.index, so I go to the 0 thing and I print a television. So I was trying to print a television. So in that line of code, printing a television, what the computer did was it said, okay, I'm going to try to print a television. But what does printing a television mean? This actually means I have a television at, this is an address. This is actually a hexadecimal number. It's a memory address of where the television is located, which is nice, but that's not what I want. If I want to print out what's at a certain location or just print out an object, I go back into the class television, and I can write a method here called toString, which looks something like this. Public string toString. Basically, I'm going to turn the television into a string, and I get to do that however I like. So specifically, toString, make sure we comment our methods. I'm going to return a string. I'm going to build a string. I'm going to say return, and I can write something as simple as hello. So let's just try that first, okay, just see what it does. So I can return a string, okay. That's not what I'm going to probably end up with, but just to test here, let's see what happens. Compile and run. So printing a television or turning a television into a string means right now means hello. Okay, so that's what it does. That's how it works. What I want to do, let's see, when I want to print out a television, what would I want to say? I'd want to say return this television is this television is, and then I'll print out the value of is on. And I can make this as complex or as nice and neat as I like, but I can basically, the thought is I can build a string. I can build a string and return that string. So if I compile and then go back in here and run, this line of this sentence right here, this television is false, that's what I'm printing. So I can define or write the code in for toString however I want to, um, uh, whatever I want to print out. So that's the toString method, which you can use for any object. So here's a television class that I can create a toString for. I think there's a homework problem with teachers. You can define a toString, so just make a string or however you like, and I can simply use it in, I'll demonstrate one other thing you can do. I can just say system.out.println t index and however defined toString, it would just print that line of code out. So that's a demonstration of the toString method when used with the Televsion program.